Hello, hello. Look at what I've got for you today. It's a Mercedes AMG GT63 E-Performance V8 bi-turbo 4-door coupe. Yep, that's its full name. Big name, but also big car in terms of performance. We'll get into it in a lot more detail now. Let's begin with styling. Mercedes started the whole 4-door coupe idea 20 years ago. So if you don't like this segment, blame them. But they started it with the CLS. And, well, the CLS got phased out. And now this is the only proper 4-door coupe in Mercedes lineup. I'm not over the moon with the way this thing looks. I know a lot of other people absolutely adore it. It's not something I call ugly. No, it's not ugly at all. It's quite attractive. No doubt about it. It's quite an attractive vehicle. Could have been maybe more attractive. Yes, definitely. One detail that I really dislike is, well, because this is now a plug-in hybrid, Mercedes has fitted the charge port right in the rear bumper. And it kind of looks out of place. This is how you charge it. Mercedes could have done a better job of integrating the charge port. Other than that, nice design. As you can tell from the design, this is a fastback. Don't call it a hatchback. It's a fastback. Fairly roomy. This is the box for the charge cable. However, there's a big hump in the middle of the trunk. It is there, A, because of batteries, and B, because there's an electric motor over the rear differential. Hence, that bump. Let's start talking about the interior. And we'll begin with the rear seats because we just did the trunk. It's got decent room. Not great. Not great for tall adults or big adults. Kids would be fine. So it's a junior family sedan. Where you want to be, however, is the front. God, ooh, look at that. First of all, check out these seats. Aren't they gorgeous? And yes, these ones are as comfortable as they look. This one is, well, it's got a white steering wheel. Very good for auto shows, not so much for real life. Now that we're inside, let's fire it up. Believe it or not, it's fired up because the battery has a bit of energy in it. It starts off in electric mode. All right. In front of me are very nice dials. Well, they're digital, of course, and you can, at the press of a button, go through different types of dials depending on your taste. Big navigation screen. Yeah, so you can play around with that. Very configurable, very nice. I also like the fact that this model, thanks to it being sort of an older generation model, has this dual screen setup, and not like the latest Mercedes models where instead of the screen being here, they have a big tablet in the center of the dashboard. That looks horrible, like in the GT Coupe, in the new SL, the CLE, S-Class. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the new generation of screens that Mercedes is doing. This is much nicer. I wish they had stuck to this. All right, rest of the interior. Well, there are a lot of controls here, drive modes, gear, so as in going from auto to manual mode, suspension, traction, sound, rear spoiler. So press that and that rear spoiler comes up. Ooh, look at that. AMG driving dynamics, and that's your volume. I like the fact that climate control is all hard buttons. What a fantastic idea. I hate the new just touch screen idea a lot of manufacturers have. So I prefer this. I also prefer the seat controls in this, because the newer Mercedes models, well, the seat controls, well, they're supposed to be haptic touch, and it just bugs me every time I've used them. These are actual switches, and high quality switches. So Mercedes, can you revert back to these switches for every model, please and thank you. Heated seats, cooled seats, and you can control the passenger seat with that. This vehicle has the optional Burmeister sound system. Yes, you'll have to take my word for it. It's a very, very good sound system. If you're an audiophile, you'll like it. So like this matte carbon finish on the interior. A small sunroof. And that's about it. You want to go into functionality? Yeah, it's got lots of functionality. But I'd rather just get in and start driving. Yes, massage seats too. Let's get into the drivetrain, and then we'll test performance and driving impressions. What's under the hood, you ask? Well, this is a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, and it's got electric boost. As I mentioned, the electric motor that sits on the rear differential. You get a combined system output of 831 horsepower and 1,084 pounds-feet of torque. This might be a heavy car at about just over 5,200 pounds, but trust me, it can hustle. Unbelievable how quick this thing accelerates. Zero to 100 takes no time at all. No time. This is performance on a whole new level. Wow. Literally squeezes the air out of your lungs. Incredible. Incredible. Have you noticed that the speedometer goes all the way to 360 kilometers an hour. And I think if it was unlimited, as in it didn't have a speed limiter, it would probably get pretty close to that. However, there is a speed limiter on this car at 317 kilometers an hour. As if that's not fast enough. This is a bonkers car. Performance numbers are one thing. What's it like to drive? Well, it's thrilling, that's to say the least. This is an exciting car. This is the kind of car where you want to get out of the house, take the long route to wherever you were going, because you're gonna have fun. It's no lightweight sports car, but it's like a heavyweight boxer. Not agile like a ballerina, but ask it to deliver a punch and it gives you a heavyweight punch. Oh my god. No one needs to move their family around this quickly. But I'm glad the option's available. What's quite interesting is that despite its weight and its big wheels and fat tires, the ride comfort is actually pretty good. I just drove over some really tatty terrain and it doesn't jar you. It's no limo, but I'm okay with that. Mercedes ride and chassis gurus must have really worked overtime with this one, because they've sorted this out really well. This thing is wow. I'm literally speechless. Driving right now when the weather is a little bit on the slippery side. Not going through heavy rain, but it has rain and it's a little bit of spitty rain, so the tarmac has a lot of moisture. Not ideal when you have over 1,000 pounds-feet of torque under the control of your right foot. However, thanks to 4MATIC all-wheel drive, it will do a lot to keep you on the straight and narrow. Just love the way this thing accelerates. It's like hitting the hyperspace button in the Starship Enterprise. As it is on twisty roads, it's the highway where it wants to live. After all, these were developed on the Nürburgring. one thing that I would like to point out, that this vehicle has carbon ceramic brakes, which are very good when they're up to temperature. But when they're not up to temperature, yeah, they require a lot of pedal pressure to get the car to stop. In fact, the first time I got on the brake pedal on this car, my eyeballs grew twice in size because I'm like, oh my god, it's not stopping, and then it just comes into play, it stops. So yeah, the brakes require a little getting used to, especially if the weather has been a little wet. So what about fuel economy? Well, let's go for a long drive and see what we manage. All right, trip meter is 0, so we'll get an accurate readout of this journey. So we'll start off in EL, as in electric mode. Let's see how far I can go. Because from what I've heard, the electric range isn't really all that great. But I wanted to do my own research. So the battery pack is fully charged. We'll be able to see exactly how far we can go. As you would expect in electric mode, the car is very quiet and smooth. Perfect for when you're driving through city traffic. About to hit the highway. So far I've covered 2 kilometers in city driving, still in electric mode. According to the meter, I have used up quarter of that battery pack already. Even in just pure electric mode, it's got plenty of get up and go. This is a fast car, no doubt about it. Covered 8 kilometers. It's showing me I have 1 kilometer of EV range left. Okay, electric range has come to an end. The car has gone into comfort mode after covering 10 kilometers in pure EV driving. So how are we doing so far? The first 15 kilometers I'm averaging just 5.8 liters per 100k. That's mainly because for the first 10 kilometers I was on pure electric drive, so that number will climb quite quickly. Look, it already has. How's the journey going so far? Well, we've covered 43 kilometers and I'm averaging 10.1 liters per 100 kilometers. One odd thing is that when you're cruising on the highway, even in comfort mode, it tends to stay in 8th gear, not its 9th gear. It's got a 9-speed gearbox, but it likes to stay in 8th gear even when driving gently. I don't know why it does it, but it does that. Okay, end of journey, covered 110 kilometers, averaged 9.7 liters per 100k. Actually did better than I was expecting. So good job, AMG GT63 SE performance. Another example of a fuel economy run with a lot more city driving this time. 68 kilometers covered, 15.5 liters per 100 kilometer average. That's the kind of fuel mileage you are going to expect on a regular basis. Price. Well, in Canada, the base price for this particular model is about $214,000. This MANUFAKTUR Spectral Blue MAGNO paint, which is frost, is just over $4,000. And the interior, this deep white and black, which does look fantastic, that's yours for an extra $3,000. Plus this car has tons of other optional extras. So price as tested is $255,000 plus taxes. Definitely not a cheap car, but a bargain compared to a Bugatti Veyron. So when you look at it that way, it's not bad at all. So if you're rich, and you'll have to be rich in order to afford this car, and you're looking for an all-rounder, something that's comfortable, has all the tech you would need, and performance that's just please like and subscribe. Thank you.